Alright, so there's a couple Twitter accounts going around right now, just basically spreading propaganda that gamers are evil. It's kind of funny if I'm being honest, but we're gonna go ahead and talk about it today. So, I mean, gamers, we're pretty oppressed, you know what I'm saying? I mean, we face so much scrutiny for stuff that isn't our fault. Anytime some sort of tragedy happens in the world, guess what? That person probably played video games, you know? Guess what? Video games are responsible for violence. Video games are responsible for brainwashing, brain rotting, all kinds of different things. It's pretty crazy, right? There's a lot of stuff said, and a lot of the times, video games are just blamed for virtually anything that people can kind of, I guess, push off onto it. But this is one that I think is pretty crazy. Now, I'm assuming that this is all a pretty big troll. You know what I'm saying? I can't think that anyone would legitimately, I guess, come out and say any of this and like be serious or like endorse any of these kind of beliefs, I guess, because I mean, once you really start seeing them, you'll understand. But this can't be real, you know what I'm saying? And if it is, like, I'm pretty confused on how somebody could come to these conclusions. So, but before we get started, I want to thank the sponsor of today's video, Raid Shadow Legends. Raid Shadow Legends is a free-to-play turn-based RPG for your mobile device or PC, with a massive amount of unique weapons, characters, levels, and quests for you to unlock and play with. Raid has plenty of content for you to enjoy. You can play solo or with your friends to make it even better. Raid is extremely easy to get started with. As a free-to-play game, there is no barrier. There's plenty of help through online guides and YouTube videos to help you understand the game even easier. Raid Shadow Legends has clocked in over 25 million downloads and has over 1 million active players every single day. Over time, 10 billion with a B PvE battles have been fought in the game, with almost 2 billion live PvP battles fought as well. There are hundreds of thousands of clans for you to join and compete with, and there's even an active Discord with tens of thousands of dedicated players that even supports different languages. One of my favorite parts personally about the game are the artifacts. They're rewards that are given to you for playing through the game. You can consistently upgrade or enchant them, making their abilities even stronger and also even adding on new ones. And by the time that this video is out, there's going to be an all-new tag team arena in Raid that switches up the traditional 4v4 PvP battle. You don't fight them just once, but now a best of 3 4v4 battle, so you have a chance to win even if you have a slip-up match. There's also going to be special rewards given to those of you who dominate the leaderboards for Tag Team Arena. Now, as far as me, you can find me in-game as Optimus, and we can raid together on your choice of device. Don't wait now, go to the video description, click on the special links, and if you're a new player, you will get 100,000 silver plus 50 gems plus 10 mystery shards and a free champion, Hexweaver, all for free. Thank you to Raid Shadow Legends for sponsoring the video. Dear gamers, you shouldn't be purchasing/playing video games. The chemical that your brain produces when you play video games is the same chemical that your brain produces when you commit murder, which is adrenaline. Okay, yeah, maybe. Gaming is literally condoning violence by programming you to be addicted to the high that you get from it, and eventually you'll end up committing a crime just to be able to feel that high again. Similarly, video games like GTA normalize murder and theft, making the player numb and morally corrupt. So this looks like it was typed out in the iPhone notes, so anytime that someone types something out in, I guess, in iPhone notes, I don't know if Android phones have like a notepad or anything. If you see anything like that, man, you need to just immediately disregard what they're saying, because there's almost no chance that they actually know what they're talking about and what they're actually saying making any sense. So, I mean, let's break it down just for fun's sake here. So the chemical that your brain produces when you play video games is the same chemical that your brain produces when you commit murder, which is adrenaline. You know, that might be true. I probably do get some adrenaline rushes here and there when I'm playing video games, especially, you know, when you're tied 3-3 with 40 seconds left in Rocket League and, you know, you're pushing the ball upfield with a teammate. Probably going to have some adrenaline. When you're the last man standing in search and destroy, and there's 4 enemies on the other team, yeah, you probably get a little bit of an adrenaline rush or whatever. I don't know if that makes it comparable to literally killing somebody. I think that may be a little bit of a stretch, but I mean, let's just think of pretty much all the things that can cause adrenaline rushes. Playing tag with your friends in the yard, maybe going skydiving, parachuting, you know, paragliding, any of it, right? Probably going to have some adrenaline. Going to a concert, probably going to have an adrenaline rush. You know, you listen to a bunch of music and whatever, you're in a pretty good place or whatever, I guess. When you're riding a roller coaster at the theme park, yeah, you're definitely going to get an adrenaline rush. Not really sure that that point holds up, but also on top of that, gaming is literally condoning violence. Of course, that's just not correct. Now, they've done studies on this stuff before to see if video games actually do make people more violent and whatever. The studies are generally against that concept and say that video games in that aspect are pretty much harmless. Many of the ones that people try to quote against it were actually like very shoddily funded or came from questionable sources, so I read this the tweet under it, and it says, if anyone wants to be educated on what games aren't corruptive to play, have a look at Inclusive Gamers. To the angry gamers out there, stay mad, bigots. And I saw Inclusive Gamers, and I clicked on it, which I just did again because I gotta look at this. And the moment that I saw this tweet here, I was just like, oh, Jesus Christ, you know, this has to be a troll. So apparently we all failed Alinity, and that's all I needed, right? That's all I had to see to tell that this one just either isn't real or is made by a complete psychopath. So they then followed up this tweet with, should gamers be put on a watch list similar to that of terrorists or criminals? Now, I had to vote on this to see what the results would be like, and I gotta say, I don't think maybe that it went the way that a person who, I guess, legitimately thinks this would want it to go. Pretty, I would say, consistent opinion by the people viewing this. And then they dropped this one I like. Okay, so, dear internet users, stop saying PogChamp. The term PogChamp, or poggers, is used by hate groups to attack minorities. This creates a toxic environment for minorities on streaming platforms and on internet forums. Oh, yeah, so don't say pog. I almost just said it. Wow, that I would have gotten canceled, you know what I'm saying? If I would have said pogger. Oh, yo, I'm so sorry, guys. It just slipped, you know? No, but on a very serious note here, this has to be a troll. I mean, there's no way that this can even be legitimate. If anyone actually thought something like this, that would just be miraculous if we're keeping it a buck. Now, both of these Twitter accounts were created in May of 2020, which is very oddly suspicious because, I mean, created around the same time as one another, just obviously spreading a bunch of bullshit around on the internet. Now, a lot of people didn't seem to realize that it has to be a troll. And then just a few hours ago, we got this classic here. Dear PewDiePie fans, don't support PewDiePie. PewDiePie is a known racist and a violent user of verbal blackface terms. Okay. Supporting PewDiePie is just like supporting the leader of a fascist regime. Obviously, not true. Doesn't make sense. I mean, a verbal blackface term, does anyone even believe that's real? And he's a violent user of them? And supporting a fucking YouTuber is like supporting the leader of a fascist regime. Obviously, it has to be a troll at this point. There's no way this could be real. But the problem is like, a lot of people take the bait. As a matter of fact, all these like infographics and whatnot, they remind me of a video I made back in like April or May, where I was talking about someone who got on there and was trolling basically the entire internet. They were basically making these exact same graphs right here, these little infographics or whatever. They were bringing up literally like the same points, like that Karen was a slur and whatnot, and a bunch of crazy things like that. I'm pretty sure that this might be the same person running this account. This might be the same person doing this whole thing here, literally in order to just get reactions from people. And I gotta say, it's pretty good, right? I mean, like the whole don't support PewDiePie, stop saying PogChamp. I think it's really all hammered home by the dear self-isolators don't get fit. Physical fitness promotes toxic masculinity. Anyone who works out is uncomfortable with their body image and shames those around them. Getting your quarantine bod is hurtful towards people of size. Which is funny because, like, you know, the stereotypical gamer is like some fat greaseball who like sits there on Discord all day, eating nacho cheese Doritos and has like an IV of just regular Mountain Dew or Game Fuel just running into his vein, right? Just waiting on the Steam summer sale, like that's all he's got to look forward to. But now, like, you know, oh, don't get fit, don't go outside and get in shape. You know, it promotes toxic masculinity. I don't know how people continuously fall for these kinds of trolls, if I'm keeping it a buck. Like, if there is anyone out there, okay, let me break this out. If there's anyone out there at all who believes any of this, and they believe that, you know, gamers and their adrenaline rushes turns them to murder, or believes that getting fit promotes toxic masculinity, or believes that PewDiePie is a fascist who, you know, does verbal blackface, then they're an idiot, okay? Now, I can't think even of like the most psychotic people that I know who would believe something like this, okay? And people just eat it up. People just go right along with it, man. People just get so mad in these comments, and it's funny, to be honest, because for some reason, people just literally get baited into this, and then, like, they literally just get so upset. Like, people will literally sit here and go on, like, 5-tweet rampages just trying to disprove this. Actually, getting fit does not promote toxic masculinity. It boosts your muscle mass, and it makes you feel better. You know, I don't shame fat people and things like that, bro. Like, that's how these people behave. And then, you know, people wonder why these tweets keep popping up of just goofy things like this. Now, I'm gonna keep it a buck. When I first saw maybe, like, the gamer tweet or whatever, I didn't necessarily know it was satire off the jump. I mean, I was just reading it like, what? You know, and then, of course, you know, most people don't do this, but this is foolproof in order to get, like, to the bottom of a tweet or an account. Click on the account, read some of the other tweets, kind of, I guess, form a basic opinion about the account, and then see when it was created. If the account was created anytime in the last, like, 4 or 5 months, and they have multiple just stupid tweets like this that don't even make sense, and especially when they're promoting a Discord or a phone number, yeah, it's a troll, folks. But for some reason, like I said, people don't really seem to believe this, and they, like, I mean, it's mostly people with, like, Minecraft profile pictures or anime profile pictures, but they reply to this and just get so fucking upset. Just, like, so mad, dude. It's so crazy. They literally would just come in here, like, and just freak out on people, dude. I mean, literally here, dear millennials, stop saying Karen. Karen is a sexist and racist term equivalent to the N-word for white women. Calling a woman Karen is an attempt to get rid of women's right to stand up for themselves. This same infographic, I remember clearly, was literally in the video I made about this same exact topic, about this same exact... I'm convinced it's the same person running this account. I'm convinced it's the same person, and they just, like, every month or two just create, like, a new account, or they, like, rebrand the accounts and just continuously shitpost on it to upset people. But, I mean, what do I know? I mean, it's probably all real, and they really do think that gamers are just all evil, and that gamers are psychopaths who are just gonna start murdering in the streets tomorrow, and that Karen really is sexist and racist, and PewDiePie is a fascist who uses verbal blackface, and that getting fit is offensive. I don't know. You know, maybe I'm wrong about this whole thing. Maybe these people are getting worked up for a good reason, and gamers are really all evil. So, with all that being said, though, thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're brand new around here on the channel, follow me over on Twitter and Twitch at @SubToOptimus. Make sure to check out Shop Opti down below. Thank you to my channel members. Your support helps my channel tremendously. And until my next video, guys, this is Optimus, well, I guess, being a violent gamer who will never do anything good, and not getting trolled on Twitter, and signing out.